Nobody's really wanting to talk today. Nobody really want to get on these YouTube streets today. So I'll feel a little bit of this airtime. I don't have no problem doing that. But what I want to do right now is called In the Red Thursdays. We have some people that's in the red right now. They got a hole to climb out of, and this is a cautionary tale of consequences for your actions. So first up to bat, we have the person that we all know, we're very familiar with, Mr. Kwame Brown. Mr. Kwame Brown took it upon himself to say some things. Blessings, Chicky, what's up? Mr. Kwame Brown took it upon himself to say some disparaging things that weren't true, apparently, about one Mr. Gilbert Arenas. Salute to No Chill Gil. And No Chill Gil put it out there. If you and your three henchmen do not retract your statements, take down anything with my likeness, and apologize for the letter that was read out loud, then he's going to hit them for dun 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 $10 million. Bam. Ooh, ouch, ouch. Just that number alone hurt my feelings. 10 million. Now that's like a cussing at me. You tell me I owe you $10 million for something I said. I couldn't handle that. I couldn't even fathom the thought of owing somebody $10 million for something that I said. Yeah, No Chill ain't playing. He is not playing. And I like that robe that he had on, legend on it. That was a nice little touch to it. Textbook trolling. And but this is a cautionary tale once again that, you know, we're out here and we're saying a lot of things and we make a lot of good points. We make a lot of good accusations, and you know, we have to be mindful that the things that we're saying are true and that we have receipts for these things, because the only way that you can fight against a defamation case is with the truth. So if what you're saying is true, a true statement, and it's something that's public knowledge, blast them by all means. I'll say that. But if it's something that you're not sure about and it's something that could hurt their brand or whatever like that, then you might want to think twice about putting that out there, you know, because they're looking for any opportunity to get you on something so that they can get some revenge and some get back. So I just want to put that out there. I'm pretty sure most people know that, but I just wanted to give a reminder, because whenever a person is in the hole like that, when they're in the red for $10 million, man, you don't know what a person's going to do. They're liable to do anything when their back is against the wall. So if this isn't rectified shortly, he gave them another 48 hours, gave them another grace period of 48 hours. So they've got roughly about another 24 hours to comply, or they're going to be on the hook for $10 million. That's crazy. That's crazy, but it's the consequences of your actions. This is what we do. You said Gil's too generous. I know, Chicky, you want to throat punch them. They deserve a throat punch. I know. Got it. So 10 million and a throat punch. How about that? Would that work? Okay. But like I said, it's just a cautionary tale, man. You can't be out here just saying anything about anybody. You know, we talk about free speech, freedom to express yourself. That's all well and fine as long as you do it in the right context. You do it on truth and you speak on truth, because just throwing things out there to hurt somebody is first, you need to check your motives when you start to do stuff like that. When you stop standing on the truth and you start standing on just opinion and the want for revenge, it can always come back to bite you in the butt, as we see with Kwame Brown. Now, the second person that I wanted to talk about, they have a way, way bigger deficit. And they are in the burgundy. They farther than in the red. This dude is in the burgundy. And I'm talking about none other than Alex Jones. it's come out this week that Alex Jones will be sued for right under $1 billion. 1 billion, yeah, not million, not M's. We on the B's now. $1 billion to the families of the victims of Sandy Hook, and I applaud that. I applaud that 100%. This right here is on a whole nother level. Y'all remember on is Key and Peele? They used to do this little skit, and he'd be like, you know, that right there was on this level, but this right here is on a whole nother level. And Alex Jones is on that level up there. $1 billion InfoWars is going to have to pay to these families. Now, it was divvied out in different amounts, but the bottom line is Alex Jones is done. And that's the reason why the amount is so high, because they're trying to make sure that they take him off the air. They don't want anyone else to be a victim of the vitriol that he spits on a regular basis. Now, I can recall probably back in about 2013, 2014 is when I was introduced to Alex Jones through some young men that I was mentoring and stuff. And one of the guys, he was really big on InfoWars and stuff like that. And he put me up on some of their content. And so there was some things that he was talking about as far as 9/11 and stuff like that, that I could kind of agree with him on. I could get on board with a few things, but he began to go too far. And the more traction that he got and the more people behind him that he got, he began to become emboldened to speak a lot more without truly fact checking any of the things. And that was his fatal mistake right there. Alex Jones got so big headed, and he was being validated by so many that he felt like his word was bond. And so when he started just spewing all of these different things out there and accusing these people of being actors and crisis actors and all of that, when he had no real proof of it, he sealed his fate right there. You can say your opinion on something. You can give your honest opinion. If you feel like Sandy Hook was that, then you word that in such a way to where you're not making an accusation towards anybody, because if that ever comes back and you have no way to prove it, you've defamed the character of those people. You've caused those people unnecessary pain and suffering on top of what they're already going through for the loss of their child in this horrible school shooting. And there's been many school shootings here in Texas. We just had Uvalde that happened right up the street in Uvalde, Texas. We had that school shooting. So I'm very aware of how high the emotions rise whenever you have an incident like this. I'll share a quick story with y'all. I'm here in Killeen, Texas, and my wife was at the mall one day. She was shopping for some things, and there was an active shooter in the mall. And this young gentleman came into the mall. He went into one of the shoe stores that was close by the store that my wife was shopping in, and he shot and killed an employee in that store that he went into. Well, I didn't know the particulars of it. All I knew was that there was an active shooter in the mall where my wife was. All of the stores closed down their doors and their cages and locked them, and took all of the people that was in their store shopping and put them in the back area where storage was. And so my wife was on the phone with me, giving me kind of a play-by-play of everything that was going on. And I was freaking out because the type of person I am, and and I go to war for my wife. I go to war for my family and anybody in my circle. But I was helpless in that moment because I couldn't go up there and do anything. All I could do was stand by and wait on the competence of the Killeen Police Department to handle this situation and make sure that my wife is safe. Man, you don't know how horrible that felt. I salute Killeen Police Department for the job that they did, because they actually did do a good job in handling that situation. But anything could have happened. Anything could have went awry, and bullets flying don't have a name on them. And so I know the fear, I know the anguish and the level of anxiety that you go through in a situation like that. So when you really lose someone, a child at that fact, in one of these types of situations, and then have somebody to come along and say that your child didn't exist, your loved one didn't exist, oh man, I know I would want to rip that person's throat out. Salute to you, Corey. Salute to you, Letitia. Salute to you, everybody that come in the chat that I missed so far while I was running my mouth. But yeah, so I can see how these people feel when you have someone like Alex Jones, who has such a large platform, who has such a large following, who's out here saying these things, and his followers are in your DMs talking about your child wasn't real, your baby didn't die, you're an actor, and you was on this right here, I saw you on this other video over here, you're a crisis actor. Man, I would want to rip those people's throats out, but mainly I would want to hold Alex Jones accountable. And the court saw that to the tune of $1 billion. Man, and it's all deserved, every bit of it. Alex Jones, you deserve that. You brought that upon yourself because you got so big on yourself. You believed in yourself so much that you didn't take warrant, or you didn't take heed to make sure that the information that you was putting out there was true or not. You just wanted to keep it going. And he said, Uvalde parents didn't wait around for those slave patrollers. They went in and got their children. I commend them. Yeah, absolutely, 100%, because that would have been me. Oh, y'all motherfuckers ain't moving? I know military tactics. I know how to get in there. I'm going to pop this mug in his head while I'm in there. And I'm not only thinking about my children, I'm thinking about I'm popping that fool. I'm going to show y'all how to do it. If y'all want to stand around and be some bitches, I'm going to show you how to do your job. That would have been me on that site. They would have had to shoot me to kill me to stop me from going in that school and saving my child. I don't give no fucks. Not a one. Let me look. Check my pockets. Ain't got none in there. Check under the couch. I can't find a fuck to give whenever it come down to my kids and my family. And I search all over the place for a fuck to give. But I give none when it come down to my baby. Oh, stood around for 45 minutes. Shit, it would have been 45 seconds. I would have been up and out of there. Hey, y'all go in there and drag that body out. It would have been just that quick. And so I relate with those families. I feel for those families, and I'm sorry that they had to go through that. But I'm glad that those judges saw the way that they saw, and they shutting down all of that bull crap. So this is a cautionary tale for all of us out here, because anytime you set your mouth to say some things and you haven't done your due diligence, just know that that dirt that you do is going to come back to cover you up. Yeah, they stood around that long. They stood around that long, allowing that man to just shoot children. They just imagine you standing there and you hearing this young man shoot children and you too scared to move. That's a coward in my sight. You swore to protect and serve in the line of duty. You swore that. You lifted up your hand to God and to man, and you swore that. But we see how they feel about protect and serve, because there's only certain people that they protect and serve. So we understand that dynamic. We understand why they were confused. If it would have been a classroom of all white children, they would have went in like gangbusters, like SWAT, coming through the windows and down through the roof and all of that shit. We know what it would have been. But since it was a school full of brown children and mostly brown children, you know how that go. But I salute those parents who went in and got their own children. And but this is just another cautionary tale. Alex Jones has made himself a social pariah now. His channel is more than likely going to be shut down. InfoWars is going to no longer exist. And that's for the better. Now maybe people will learn from his mistake to watch their mouth and the things that they're trying to place on people, because people will come to this thing to where they love to project false narratives and images onto people wrongly. And I feel like if people take more action against these people and sue a lot more people, then we'll get that in line real quick. Because a lot of people don't mind if you talk junk to them, but when you hit them pockets, and they turn them pockets out like that and they ain't nothing in there, that gets people's attention. This is what Gil is doing to Kwame. When you have a narcissist like Kwame Brown and you have a narcissist like Alex Jones, this is how you have to deal with them in real time and hit them so hard that they're not able to bounce back. And I heard Gil say that. He said, I want to hit them with a number so large that they're not able to bounce back from it. That's what we're taking away from this. So just watch your mouth when you're talking about people. Don't get so caught up in the moment and in your emotions that you'll say something that'll come back to bite you in the long run. This is In the Red Thursday, and I don't see anybody more in the red than these two people right now. The U.S. debt is up to about $27 trillion. $27 trillion. But that's not any of our concern. That is money that our government owes to the Federal Reserve. And the Federal Reserve has went up on the interest rate 2 times since the pandemic let up. So they're going to get that money on the back end, believe that. So that's the other people but we stay in the red. United States stay in the red with people. So that's nothing new. But Alex Jones, KB, you guys are the targets of the week. You guys are the content for the week. I know how much KB hates being content, but yeah, brother, you are content. That whole Gil thing makes you prime content, because if you don't do what said, you got 24 hours left, or you're going to have to give that man $10 million. I love that. I love that from Austin Powers. It's just funny to me. So yeah, that's crazy. It's a crazy amount of money to pay for running your mouth. So that's why I'm so mindful of the words that I speak. That's why I'm very thoughtful into my critiques of others and the things that I put out there, because I don't want anybody to blame me of saying or doing anything that I haven't done or said. So it is what it is. I just wanted to come on with that for the In the Red Thursdays. This is where these people are. Don't follow suit. Don't follow their example, because as you can see, your mouth can write a check that your ass can't cash. So this is your boy D-Mac. I just come on with that bit of information because nobody's really coming on today and doing shows, and I wanted to feel some of this airtime. Y'all have a blessing for the rest of the day. I might come on again later. I don't know. Depends on what type of news or information comes out. and who's going to be on later, because I definitely want to join in different panels and interact with everybody on the day. Salute the Flip Phone. I actually went to his panel today and introduced myself to him. I don't know how many of y'all know Flip Phone and what your interaction is with him, but I've been in a couple of circles that he's been in lately, and so I just went up to introduce myself to him and just, let people know who I am. So if they see me in chats and stuff like that, I ain't no stranger to nobody. They kind of familiar with what I'm about. And so salute the Flip Phone, everybody over on that side and what you're doing. I salute you. I support you, man. And I'll just be out here in these YouTube streets for the rest of the day. And whatever happens, happens. I appreciate y'all for coming in and checking me out and what I'm talking about right now, because this is In the Red Thursday, and you got Kwame owing $10 million. And then you have Alex Jones owing a whopping $1 billion. Just watch your mouth, y'all. That's all. This is your boy D-Mac. You know what I say. Sticks and stones can break your bones, but the word can always heal you. I'm out.